Okay guys, it's been a little while, so let's get back on this tank instead of playing World of Tanks. What we're going to do today is trim down the electrical system a bit, and yeah, trim the electrical system down a bit. I had a ignition switch I bought from Princess Auto. I think it was only 12 bucks or something like that with a key. I was going to have a toggle switch and a push button, but this works out even better. Keep the honest people from stealing it, or well, not stealing it, fooling around with it anyway. Anybody that has any mechanical know-how would know how to hot wire this thing pretty easily. Anyway, let's get at her. Oh yeah, and one more thing. The wife is in full remission, and she has two matches. Her two sisters are matched for stem cells, so that's good. She's going to be home for about 2 weeks before she has to do any more chemo, so I should have a lot more time to work on this. Anyway, let's get at her. Okay. Dog, you're making a lot of noise. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is a trim down. Now I could probably run jumper wires into this mess, spaghetti mess, but I don't need all of that wire. Same with this side. Now I need these wires, but I'm gonna trim this down a bit. Like, I don't need all of this whole mess of wires here, so let's trim it down. Okay, to save myself a lot of trouble with the wires, I'm gonna rip this armor coat casing off, and then I'm going to isolate where these wires go, because this is obviously the power wire for your alternator, if you can see that. Sorry guys, I'll push you up a little bit here. I need this one, and I need one wire here to excite the field in the alternator. Either that, or you're going to have to rev the alternator about 3,500 RPM if you just run one wire to it on initial startup. So I'm going to run a power wire there and here. So let's open this armor coat up and see. This should go down to, one of these should go down to your starter to hook onto the wire down there, because you got to have a battery cable right to the starter. So let's get this all peeled off, and we'll get right back at you, and we'll see where these wires go. Okay, so get it all peeled off. She looks like spaghetti now, but anyway, the wires all run into this union used to go in the firewall. The other one went down by the steering column on the firewall underneath your brake booster and bolt it through to the fuse panel. So we're going to take this out and see if this is still long enough to reach the starter. Anyway, I'll spare you guys this part. What I'm going to do, if the eyelet's big enough, instead of using my resources, now I should just rip this all off. It looks like shit, and put all brand new wires and everything, but it is what it's going to be. It is what it is. So, this is giving me a hard time already. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut her off and then make my own eyelet, I see. Okay. Yeah, you know what? On the second thought, this is all hooked together. I'm gonna have to run a relay to power this up. Anyway, I might as well just cut this off, get rid of that one, and then cut that real short, and then make my own wires. I don't like this mess, but I'll show you how I'm going to wire this in a second. Let's cut her off. Okay, so there's this mess of spaghetti of old wire harness. Now I might be able to utilize some of this heavy wire, but like this one here, to put, hell that, I'm just going to get my own. Make it easier. Anyway, clean it up a lot. I saved my ignition wire. I should do the same thing with that, just run my own. Okay, let's get the ignition switch out and I'll show you what's going on there. Okay, so sitting in the seat, I'm going to want to put my, I don't know how good this switch is. I'm probably going to have to run it through a relay. But for right now, we can fool around with it. It's got, of course, off lock. And the first click will be accessory. And then, or wait, first click is accessory. And then on, and then start. Which is good, because now I got a key for it. I can take the key out, keep the kids from running through the Chinese stuff. Let's go. There. Anyway, so my point is I want the switch somewhere I can get at it with a 5-point harness on, because you know, I'm 200 pounds, and if I get a 5-point harness on, which I'm going to have, I don't want it up here. So I'm not going to be able to lean forward to get it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just a minute. So I want to keep it. I want to keep this thing somewhere I can get it. Maybe put it in the center console here, somewhere low. This is all going to be caged in sooner or later. So I want to be able to reach it with my hand. Maybe not up here, maybe down here by my side. Might be a better idea. Right here somewhere. Okay, so for right now, what I'm going to do is run a power from the positive on the starter, which goes to the positive on the battery. And I'm going to run it up this switch. I don't know if you guys can see this. Sorry, guys. And right here it's marked. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, sorry. Bad camera angle. Alright. B is obviously battery. ST would be start. ACC is accessory. And this would be ignition. The ignition stays live. Okay, with the key off, obviously that one's going to come live. The ACC will be live. Okay. And we give it one more click. That's on. And that means that your ignition will be live. And then when you crank it this way, your ST will come live just as you crank it on that position. So let's go ahead and put my terminals all on. I'll spare you guys seeing all that. I'm going to reuse this one to run to my distributor cap on the battery terminal on that. In event, I'm going to put a 30 amp fuse in line just for right now from the battery, just so we don't have any trouble. Okay, I got her all wired up, and I'm going to pick my mess up here. I didn't buy enough connectors at Princess Auto, but anyway, clean this all off. We're going to see if it'll crank, just in case it starts. Okay, got her all wired up. Before I test her out here, battery cables are on. Let me see here what you guys are doing. Get this in frame. I take my Mac Tools test light I paid 19 bucks for not that long ago. First position, we're going to turn it. Shouldn't see anything on the battery. This is my ignition wire. So that's AC and that's ignition. You get a red light. So the next one, I'm going to keep this off right now. It should be crank if everything works good. Oh yeah. Sweet. Okay. Now, just to check out, make sure. See, that I don't understand. Oh, wait. Okay. I apologize. AC accessory is back one, just like a normal car. Okay. That makes a lot of sense now. See? Okay, good. So, that's good. Now, I'm just going to hook this up real fast over there, and we're going to try to figure a way to mount this down inside here somewhere by the seat so I can get at it. Maybe about right there somewhere. I'm going to put the shifter in here somewhere, so I'm probably going to make a bracket. I'll put it back here somewhere where I can reach it, just like a Saab. Saab cars have them back here. I kind of regret now not cleaning up the mess of pipe work the guy had for a tunnel here. You can see it. I'm gonna have to go through, and I'm gonna have to use it now, obviously. I'm gonna have to go through and cut it off even, because it's all this jaggled mess over there, especially on that side. We'll have to build off of that. Next thing is the throttle. It's tempting to take it for a ride right now. I'd like to have the throttle hooked up before I did that, though. You can see the mess over here. I'm gonna have to even this out with the other one, and then I don't know what I'm doing with that. Build something anyway. I want a firewall in case this thing explodes or catches fire. I don't want it in with me. Okay, and it'll help keep the heat off me too, I guess, because you got a manifold right here. So, all right. Okay. My last connection. I can't see what I'm doing. I should get a smaller blue plug for this one. That'll have to wait another day. There it is. Throw that over there. Now I didn't end up putting that fuse in line yet because I had the wrong connector over here on my ignition switch to the starter. I just used I'll show you real quick. Take a second. Instead of having the wire running off of the positive cable down here and then over, I just run it right off the starter right there. That's where they normally take them off anyway. Now the one for the alternator, I'm gonna have to run it through a relay, so there's no power inside of here. Or either that or put it. I think you can use a diode. I'm not sure, because when the motor's off, you don't want this field being energized. even though that it takes a while, 3,500 RPM to rev it up to energize it. But the primary, the secondary, I can't remember which one's which now. But anyway, this is the one that energizes the field. But I want this to only be live. I guess I don't have to be live with the ignition switch. I get that one there. I should be able to just run it down to the battery too, if I'm not mistaken. But this one here has to be on key, and I'm going to use relays for that. And with my lights, I'm going to add lights to this thing too. Because what fun would it be if you couldn't drive it at night? I'm going to use some relays, and we won't get into that right now. It basically, you put power to one, the relay clicks, and it's just like a switch. It lets these two talk to each other or connect inside. That's all. Anyway. Alright, you know me, I can't wait for anything. We're going to go for a little spin. Even with one side only working on the brakes. It's makeshift bigger gas tank for now. Until I'm going to put a fuel cell in this. Just be on the safe side. Yeah, so let's get her going. Now I have a few track pins coming out. So it ain't going to be a very long spin. You see that one right there? That needs to be addressed for what that does is hold the cleat together. You see that one's gone too, but there's supposed to be a keeper on this side. So that could be an aftermarket one. I don't know. Either way, I got another one over here. You can see this is probably the original. I think these are pinned in 21 cleat sections. And the idea of putting the pin on the outside was if this came out, it would hit the body and you're supposedly able to hear it. But I got a few of them like that. It's got to be checked out, but let's go for a spin. Now, no throttle hooked up, so this is way too long. I'm going to have to address that later. Yeah, pump the fuel up. wife is gonna kill me. I ripped her side yard all of shit. There's another clump over there somewhere. Right there. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I think we're on part, I'm not sure if that's part 9 or part 10. It's been so long. Anyway, I have to move it over some more. I got to take that track off the other side and rip that apart. That's a whole other video because that side doesn't work anymore. I need to know what's going on in there. I want to hook the throttle cable up with my foot and hook a new shifter in. Those two things got to be done before I can go for another little burn. Anyway, who needs brakes on the right side, right? Anyway, so yeah, like I said, my wife's in remission, full remission. She's going for a stem cell in about 3 months, transplant, so it's looking really good. What else did I have to say? It's going to be a long road anyway. It's going to take about 2 years altogether. But anyway, I enjoyed this, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. And I always love your comments. So, okay, guys. Thanks. Oh yeah, please subscribe. If you haven't checked this guy out, check out friggin' Widowmaker, because without him telling me about this, we would never have this. Okay? Very grateful, bud. I'll talk to you later.